Wonderful, because that would put South Dakota on the map. This would show there is an issue, there is a problem, and if they don't grant you, if we write such letter, where you demand, you have all this information, multiple social security numbers, being unwilling to produce records from Kenya and so forth, you demand investigation. And let's say your House of Representatives, your state senate, or your attorney general, your secretary of state, nobody does anything, let's say within a reasonable period of time, a month, you can go to court. And you are in a very conservative state. I don't know. It's hard to tell, to be quite honest. It's hard to tell. You never know. What is your...
I'd like to discuss this with you after.
Absolutely. I believe South Dakota is the 8th Circuit court. And that sits in, that includes Salt Lake City, right? It includes Utah and South Dakota, Kansas.
You're out of Minneapolis.
You out of?
8th Circuit Court is out of Minneapolis, I believe. It's St. Louis, isn't it? St. Louis? Okay, last case, okay. Last case, I was thinking of Minneapolis.
It's, nowadays it's just hard to tell. It's hard to tell what those judges are going to do. But, I can tell you one thing, that if I can assure you of one thing, that if you do nothing, things will get worse and worse. You will lose more and more freedoms. You will lose more and more your constitutional freedoms and liberties. Yeah.
What's the correct spelling of your name?
Orly, that's first name. And last name is Taitz, T as in Tom, A-I, T as in Tom, Z as in Zoo, at yahoo.com. That's my email address if you need to email. Okay, my email, sorry, you know what, let me give you the website. Orly Taitz, ESQ.com, that's my website. O-R-L-Y, T like in Tom, A-I, T like in Tom, Z like in Zoo, ESQ like Esquire.com. So when you type Orly Taitz, ESQ.com, you're on my website. You'll see my picture on the top. And on the right side, you can see archives. You can go in those archives, click on dossiers. You will read those dossiers. You will see all the information that I provided. You can look in the legal filings, legal pleadings, and you can see the cases. Now keep in mind that this is third website, because I've been having problems with two websites before. But yes, ma'am.
If this is something that would happen and we could get that guy out of office, does everything that he's done, his policies, his cabinet, does that all become null and void?
Exactly. Legally.
Be all over clean again?
Exactly. And here, thank you for asking this question, because actually we had two precedents. We had two senators that were removed from office as being illegitimate. There was Senator Shields and Senator Galatian, and they were removed from office, one because of residency, that he was not resident of his state long enough, and another because of citizenship. And indeed, their elections were deemed null and void, and anything they did was null and void. And that's why it's important to do it quickly. Yeah.
Would the bailout be null and void too, the $1.8
Legally, it's supposed to be null and void.
Because that's the issue that's taking down the country as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
If we lose the value of our currency and our dollar is destroyed, we lose our sovereignty.
Well, look at AIG. They got $130 billion with a B, and I believe 56% of this money went to foreign banks. You tell me how giving 56% or 59% of $130 billion stimulates U.S. economy. That's example how the ruling elite of this country today, this government, and also Congress and Senate.
But how do we get the policy to get us back on track? Because the administration before you basically started this bailout.
Well, actually, I have to tell you that one of the things, in my opinion, that started destroying the economy of this country was free trade. And that started... free trade, we went full speed ahead from starting from Clinton administration. Do you remember those debates between Al Gore and Ross Perot? And Ross Perot, a lot of people didn't want to hear him. He looked kind of strange. Big ears, looked strange. Who knows? People didn't take him seriously. But he was telling the truth. He was saying, you will hear the sucking sound of all the jobs going out of the country. And that's exactly what happened, starting from Clinton administration and all through Bush administration, and now full speed ahead in accelerated mode during Obama administration. This country lost most of the manufacturing jobs. What do we manufacture today? Our textiles went abroad, our furniture manufacturing went abroad, a lot of machinery, electronics went abroad. What we need, in my opinion, is balanced trade and not free trade. In this... Exactly. And it's interesting. I'll give you time to ask a question. I have 3 sons, and my youngest son just turned 16.
Back to the American political economic system, which was the system of Alexander Hamilton, Abraham Lincoln, the good Republican, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the good Democrat, where we had major infrastructure projects that instantly put people back to work on high-paying jobs. And if we don't do that, this country is not going to survive, because these people need jobs, and they need jobs that pay.
Absolutely.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah. And I don't know what is it. I mean, look, we do know about those organizations like Trilateral Commission, like Bilderberg Group, the organizations that believe in North American Union. Well, we've got already European Union, we need North American Union. And nobody asks, why? Why do we need it? We don't. We actually don't need it. As a matter of fact, it's going to be bad for this country. Because what will happen is that if we will go to North American Union, we'll have, 30 million laborers from Mexico that will work for $5 a day, taking jobs of the American workers. So we'll have even more problems. That's not what we